Kumo Bwenze, here from Mboka na Zambe, God's Universal Village in Gabon. And another small announcement for people to start to learn a little bit about what's happening with IBOGA and the tradition of BWETE. So today we have some people masquerading behind promoting sustainability of IBOGA and the plantation of IBOGA. Now what we're here to say to you is this is colonizing. This is a product of them selling IBOGAINE. This is why they're creating a sustainability project for their own nest, to further their own money. Not one bit of money will be returned to the tradition or the culture. And it is the same behavior that we've seen over centuries of enslaving Africa and its subsequent countries. So we need to understand that these people seem to be well-intended. So if you're seeing people involved with IBOGA at MAPS level or these psychedelic movements or institutions, it's all colonizing. No matter what wording they come out with, they're funding this and funding that. They're furthering their nest. They're feathering their nest. It's about making profit at the expense of our First Nations people and lineage of Babongo pygmies who originate this tradition. These people have even started to change their rhetoric because they're being forced with our letters of concern. We're furnishing the planet here in an effort for unity and brotherhood of man. Anything that becomes a commodity divides man from man. Do we see this? This is against IBOGA and against BWETE. Not one bit of this sustainable IBOGA is going anywhere other than into the production of IBOGAINE, because that's the only direction of which they can legally take it, and where all of the funding is going towards in research and manufacture all the way through to IBOGA, IBOGAINE clinics. That is a pharmaceutical and it has nothing to do with IBOGA. Nothing. Do not be sold up at the river by this rhetoric of people telling you they're anema and high initiated. Number one, you cannot be anema and live in the West. You cannot achieve a NEMA status after going to Gabon a few times. To be a NEMA is a high level thing. To be a Gunga, it could take 10 years. We need to pay attention to these people no matter what they seem, what they look at. There is no one in the West doing anything other than extorting the tradition today. We need to get that through their head. I don't need people to like what I'm saying. I don't want followers. I don't want anyone. I just want people to see the truth and look at yourself. Really be careful, because this plant medicine movement is fast encroaching upon the way of life that we have at Mboka na Zambe and the Babongo pygmies. Because we do not extort them here. We fund them, put them into hospitals, reform them, and develop them into stronger First Nations people. It's nothing to do with using IBOGA as a commodity. How dare we take God's product and divvy it up and sell it? This is what our colonizers did when they went to the Amazon, and that's why we have our pharmacology now. Are we paying attention to the messages here? IBOGAINE, creating that, it's another pharmaceutical. Have a look at what's happened in the past. And so don't be sold up the river by these people claiming non-for-profit businesses and sustainability of IBOGA whilst returning to Babongo pygmies or other Bantu nations. That's a complete farce, a lie. They're being funded by government movements. There've been corruption involved, bribing their way through. They've accepted grants from governments, and this is all about fixing an opioid crisis, which is a Western problem. Now, every single one of that money, every single cent of that money should be returned to living standards of the truth, not further isolation of these individuals, the Babongo people, by giving them modern institutions, schooling, pens, paper. This is colonialism. Seriously, people need to understand they have a way of life and an intelligence of which the West is not privy. These people are actually connected to the earth, and we can see, surely we can all see the problems that the Western material world has created with the indigenous. And we all think we're more sensitive. Like these people I'm referring to think they're being more sensitive. No, you're not. You're repeating the same thing that happened hundreds of years ago. And I'm very passionate about this because we need to stop taking everything from them. I know I'm prepared right now to drop everything under my king's orders. I'm here to actually promote brotherhood of man and unity. You should never sell IBOGA, and it should never be a commodity. That's instant non-BWETE. If you have a NEMA or a Gunga or anyone of any status in BWETE using money or selling IBOGA or promoting the blessings of the forest or any of these other people, they're not a NEMA. It's simple. This is an abstraction of what a NEMA is in the modern world. This is not what he is. A true NEMA and a High Master is His Majesty, King Adamangana. You do not sell tradition, and you do not sell our sacred wood. And that is period. So I say this with all of my force here for those who understand. And please write to me. If you're challenged or not, write to me and ask me more questions. I'm here to reveal what's going on in an effort to preserve, protect, and sustain Indigenous right across the planet. May God serve all.